Hi, it's Hans at happierman.com. Today's topic is, do you absorb screaming fits? So, what does a screaming fit have to do with being a happier man? Not one blasted thing. So, I have not absorbed a screaming fit since 2007. This is 2021. That's 14 years ago. My ears haven't listened to anybody yelling, screaming, name-calling, raging, none of that. No bitter complaints. So that's what I would suggest to you as one of the most critical elements of your life is if you're with a woman or anyone, a girlfriend, a wife, a partner, a business partner, a family member, a friend, a boss, somebody, a client, if you absorb a screaming fit, your life cannot be good. Right? It cannot be good. And if you start making it a habit of absorbing this screaming fit, your life is just going to go down into the toilet so fast your head will spin. So I would, especially your wife or your live-in girlfriend, that's the most critical relationship that you need to be totally harmonious. No yelling or screaming on either side. Certainly if you're the yeller and the screaming fit guy, yeah, your life is just a stupid mess, and I don't really have any help for you. I'm talking to the guys who are absorbing this abuse from someone, and I would say you don't deserve that, right? You're a nice guy like me. You're trying to be happy. You're trying to do the right thing. You try to help the people around you. You're always trying to live a good life, and nobody who's doing that deserves to absorb these screaming, rageful fits that just make for a traumatized life for you. So if you have that in your life, if you have it with a wife or a long-time girlfriend, live in especially, you might want to check out my book, Leave Your Wife and Become a Happier Man, with the 3-step system, available on the happierman.com website. I get into all of that and how you might think about your life differently and what steps I took to prepare myself to leave her, because once you get in this habit of absorbing abuse of whatever kind, you won't be a strong man anymore. A strong man doesn't take abuse like this. He immediately nips it in the bud. So if it happens one time and you correct it from the other person, that's fine, right? That would be ideal. Ideally, you would never have to deal with this, but let's just say for whatever reason it happened and you figured out a way to deal with this productively so it never happens again. Well, that's good. That's very, very good. But I'm talking about the guys who she yelled at me this week, she yells at me, it's been this ongoing problem. And then in between the bad times, there's probably a bunch of good times. It's not like she's just going to be screaming and yelling from morning to night for years on end. No, she's not going to have the energy for that, right? So, give that idea some extremely serious thought. You don't have to bother to buy my book if you don't want. I would love it if you would, of course, but the short story is you just need to leave her. But the book would help you to reinforce this idea and how I started to think about it. I did all the research and all of this for you to help you. I hated living the way I did. I'm just an enormously happy man now, but it could have just as easily been the other way, right? It could have just been easy. I absorbed this. I could have thought, I've taken all this abuse all this time. I'm just going to continue to take it. I'm saying, don't do that. Don't take it. Leave her. Leave whoever is dealing with this. Deal with this productively. And let's say if it's a business arrangement, you might figure out a way to deal with this productively. This might have just been a one-off thing with somebody you're working with. But if it's your wife, the research would show that there's no hope for her ever being nice again. And that's why the suggestion is to leave. But the book will help lay that out for you. I wanted to get back to the last screaming fit I ever absorbed was in 2007. My wife and I and the two kids, we were packing up our van, and on the morning we were going up to visit family. It was going to be like a day or two little mini vacation with her family, and we were all looking forward to it. I'm sure it would have been very, very nice. And she started on after we left. There was a big episode, and she was just an enormously screaming fit. Now I had been thinking that I needed to leave. I've been making a lot of plans on the side, and I just hadn't pulled this trigger and decided to do it yet. But that last screaming fit that she laid on me was just like the last straw. It was the last straw. It was right in front of the kids. We were in the car, in the van at the time, going on a vacation to try to have a nice time for the children. And I decided then that was it. That was the last screaming fit I was going to absorb, and that however the chips may fall, that was the end. And that's how it happened. Everything changed from that moment on. And certainly it was very, very, very difficult for a long, long, long time afterwards. But as the difficulty started, it eventually faded away until everything is just enormously good for me now. And if you have this type of a thing where you're absorbing abuse and rage from your wife, you can get out of that horrible, stupid, crazy situation you're in too, and start to rebuild your life as a happier man. Get onto my website, ahappierman.com. I've got videos and articles there for you to kind of help show you how good life can be once you've left. Everything can be so smooth and wonderful for you if you choose not to absorb one more blasted screaming fit. And if this is you, I'm sorry this is happening to you. I wish I could come and take you away from her and help you to start your life anew. All I can offer you is what's on these videos and what's in the book and what's on the website. The world can be great if you choose to make it great and don't absorb one more screaming fit from her. All right? All for now.